All right, well, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to the Thursday Night Blitz. I'm Chris Gonzalez, joined by Jay McLovin, OG Tony, and Big Lynn. How's it going, guys?
I'm doing good, man. It's a good thing we tried to go live a little bit later, man, because it's the Thursday night blitz. It would have been Thursday night get canceled.
I think we should have aired the first 12 minutes.
Yeah,
hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I bet you we have
shit.
1,000 views by now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and Logan would have a fucking heart attack.
Oh, we'd been canceled for sure. No more night shows.
we'd be going back to doing our stuff on the sports betting show it used to do, and be on with you once a week.
Okay, guys, let's jump into it. Thursday Night Blitz. Let's talk some NFL coaching, guys. Let's jump into. I don't know if it's 100% official. I think it pretty much is. John Harbaugh going to be the new coach of the New York Giants. I think it's a great hire by the Giants. I think he'll do a great job. I don't know if he'll get it completely turned around in 1 year, but I would say 2 years. He'll have that thing turned around big time. A guy brought up a good point on TV today. Hey, he said, he said Washington's gotten old. They've got some coordinators they got to find. Philadelphia fired one of their offensive coordinators. Cowboys, I mean, they got to figure out things with Pickens. Got to figure out some things. Giants are kind of trending in the right direction, to a certain degree. So, Chris, what do you think about the Harbaugh going to the Giants, and do you think he can get them turned around pretty quick?
Yeah, I think it's a good hire for the Giants. And if you look at the Giants' history, it kind of goes with something that they have done in the past, going and getting an experienced coach that's had success. I mean, if you look at some of the guys that they had in the past before they kind of went with took a chance on like a Joe Judge, but before that it was usually Tom Coughlin, or they usually would go bring in some guys and a guy that could instill a culture. So that's something Harbaugh can do. He's going to bring culture. I think it's a good fit for Harbaugh. To me, it was. If I was Harbaugh, it was between the Falcons and the Giants. If I was him and picking, I think that was the best two situations to walk into. I think he's excited. You have Jackson Dart, who they think is going to be the guy. He showed promise this year. If he can stay healthy, he's going to have to quit taking some of the hits that he takes and be able to stay on the field. But you got him with Scatterboo, and you got Neighbors. I mean, offensive side of the ball. The offensive line's not terrible. You strengthen the offensive line up a little bit. Offensive side of the ball, they got good weapons. The defense is what is the biggest problem over there that he's going to have to fix. But yeah, I mean, we've seen what teams have been able to do through free agency and stuff. Look what the Patriots did last year. They spent a bunch of money in free agency on defense, and it really helped them. So I think he'll get it turned around pretty quick. I think if they stay healthy, they'll be a lot better team next year. But I think you give him a couple of years, that I think the Giants are definitely going to be starting to compete in that division.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, look what Harbaugh's record was. I mean, I forget exactly, but it was a lot more wins than losses overall. So, I mean, yeah, I think he'll get it turned around. And I think the key is once he gets it turned around, I'm not going to say they're going to win the Super Bowl every year or any of that, but they're going to be a winning football team, and they're going to have a chance to get in the playoffs and a chance to get to the Super Bowl. He's going to get them back on the right page. So
it's something they haven't done for Monken with them as his OC, which I think is good as well. Monken's had success with young quarterbacks. And if you look what Monken has done with Lamar since he'd been there, other than this year, they've had like a top 4 offense. Both the other two or 3 years he was with Lamar. This year they went in top 4 offense, but Lamar missed missed quite a few games this year. But yeah, I think Monken's a good fit with Jackson Dart, having that young quarterback. It'd be interesting to see who he gets as his defensive coordinator. But yeah, I think Monken's a good fit. I think it was a good move by the Giants.
Okay, Jay. What do you think about the move for the Giants and Harbaugh?
Well, the man got fired, only get a $3 million raise per year. That's not a bad idea for me. Hey, how many jobs you get fired from, and you go to the next job and you get a $3 million raise? So for Harbaugh, it's great. I know he went to Atlanta. I know he interviewed there, and I think Miami was the other one on his radar. I think the Giants.
He never made it to Atlanta.
Oh, I thought he went to Atlanta. I thought he interviewed at Atlanta.
I heard today that he never made it there. I know he was on when he went to the Giants. He was supposed to be leaving the Giants to go to Tennessee, and he never went. And I thought they said after Tennessee he was going to go to Atlanta, but then of course that didn't. I think he had talked to him, but I don't know if he had went. At least the way I understood it when I heard it on McAfee's show earlier. But
yeah, but I'll tell you either way. I mean, regardless. I mean, he the Giants are. They got some pieces to work with, right? You got a running back, and Tracy is a good running back to do by committee with Scatterbo, which I think they're going to have to do.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not a big. Was it Singletary? I think is the other one they have on their roster behind. But I like Tracy. I think he's a good runner. And you pair him up with Scatterbo because Scatterbo cannot be by himself. That dude's going to kill himself with injuries if you leave him by himself. So he's got to have somebody that can change a pace back to help him take some of that load off. So I like the running back situation. I like the Malik Neighbors situation and Watson, or is it Robinson? Wandale Robinson, I think is the other one, right? Wendell Robinson. Am I saying his name right?
Sounds right.
The other wide receiver. Either way, he has a good wide receiver one. It's got good running backs. The defense, you're right. And he has a good quarterback in Dart. And he has a top 5 pick in this year's draft. So I don't know where they're going to spend it. If I was them, I'd probably put it on my defensive side of the ball, or even improving even more on that offensive line. But either way, however they spend it out, I'd probably put that money in the trenches, either defensively or offensively, with that top 5 pick. But I think it's a good one. I think Harbaugh will do well there. He's a very disciplined coach. He knows how to win. And they have not had a good coach in a long time with the Giants. So this might be the first one that gives them a little bit of stability.
Big Glenn, what do you think?
I'm honestly not surprised that Harbaugh ended up in New York. It is a prosperous position based on a lot of the other open vacancies in the NFL this year, or I should say this coming year. That's an up and coming team right there. The Cowboys are going to be in trouble now with him being in our division now and stuff. So I think it's a good fit.
Yeah, I agree. I think all of the teams are going to be in trouble in that division. Giants ain't going to be a cakewalk. I'm not saying the Giants are going to take over the division, but they're not going to be. I don't think they're going to be the last place team anymore. Maybe after a year or two. So yeah, I kind of agree with that. Next team I wanted to talk about a little bit is Atlanta. Chris, what are you thinking now? You thinking Stefanski now? You think that's probably the best fit for them? Or what are you thinking about Atlanta?
Atlanta. I think either Stefanski or Mike McCarthy is going to end up in Atlanta. Is what I'm thinking. I think Atlanta wanted Harbaugh, of course, at least wanted to have a chance to maybe get him, but he ended up going. But I think now they're going to focus on Stefanski, and I still think Mike McCarthy has a good chance of ending up there in Atlanta.
I agree with you. I thought Atlanta would be Stefanski or Harbaugh. Harbaugh's gone now. So is there anybody else you think maybe that's out there? Have you heard anything besides Stefanski?
No, I haven't really heard anything. I know what's his name? Flores was interviewing, I think, with Baltimore.
Yes,
I haven't really heard any other any names much about Atlanta.
Okay, Jay, your thoughts on Atlanta? I think it's Stefanski, but what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's possible it could be Stefanski. I think one of the issues with that team is, well, they got a couple of issues, but I think defensively, if you brought a guy like Flores in, he would definitely solidify it on a defensive front. But again, they do have offensive issues too, getting Kyle Pitts involved more into that offense than what he is. I think Stefanski could do that because look what he did with Njoku and look what he did with that new rookie, Fannin Jr. Fannin Jr. for his first year out had a killer season. So, I mean, he would do great for getting Kyle Pitts involved. So maybe I would go with Stefanski and work on that offense and get that offense back in rhythm. So that might not be a bad idea.
Yeah. And yeah, I kind of agree with you. Big Glenn, what do you think?
I think Stefanski definitely or McCarthy ends up in Atlanta or Cleveland I can see McCarthy in Cleveland.
Oh, you're talking about McCarthy? I don't know. I think McCarthy ends up with a job. What do you guys think? You think McCarthy? You got 8. You got still like 7 jobs left. You guys think McCarthy ends up with a job in this group?
I think he does. The only I know that guy used to play for the Carolina Panthers, got his own show, Cam Newton. He was trying to say that Mike Tomlin would be picked up by Atlanta. I can see that, but honestly, right now, I think Tomlin's going to take a year or 2 off from the coaching.
And if anybody wants to hire Harbaugh for the next 2 years, they would have to trade for him with the Ravens because since Tomlin. I mean, anybody wants to hire Tomlin within the next 2 years would have to
I didn't know that.
Pittsburgh compensation because since he stepped down and wasn't fired, Pittsburgh still has his rights for the next 2 years because he had 2 years left on his contract.
What's funny about that, Gonzo, is
basically it's the same thing as like what with Sean Payton. How when Denver got Sean Payton, they traded for him from the Saints, and the Saints got they got a couple of draft picks.
You know what's crazy about that, Gonzo?
If somebody wants to get Tomlin the next 2 years, they're going to have to give up some kind of compensation to the Steelers.
The most notable situation.
The 2 years, he's a free agent.
The most notable situation of that happening is when Gruden went from Oakland to Tampa Bay, and Tampa Bay used that to win the Super Bowl. So,
okay. One of the names that's been thrown around for Arizona guys is Clint Kubiak of Seattle offensive coordinator. What do you guys think about that? Do you think that's a good fit? I think it could be. The only thing with me with Arizona, because they lost so many close games, and I could be wrong. I think they need a guy that's going to come in and really have a lot of discipline. That's just my opinion. Really change the culture. I'm not saying Kubiak can't do that. I'm not saying that, but I think somebody needs to change the structure and the culture there. Just my opinion from outside looking at all the times that they lost close games and that's just my opinion. Chris, what do you think?
Hey, what's up, Billy? If I'm the Cardinals, I'm hiring Brian Flores. They need somebody to come in there and reset that culture. They got to figure out what they're going to do at the quarterback position if they move on from Kyler Murray or whatever they're doing there. But I think the main thing is you got to get that culture back. And I think if I'm them, I'm going out getting a guy like Brian Flores. He's going to come in, he'll fix that defense. He's going to fix the culture, get you a good offensive coordinator, and figure out what you're going to do at quarterback. I mean, at the worst, you could go with Brissett for a season and draft somebody, but because Brissett didn't play bad for him last year at all. I know it didn't go to a lot of wins, but a lot of that was our defense just fell apart the last 7-8 weeks. I mean, if you watch the Cardinals, the first 9-10 weeks, every game they lost was by 3 points, and most of them was coming down right to the last second. And then they had some injuries, and their defense just fell apart, and they were done. So, but yeah, if I'm the Cardinals, Brian Flores would be on the top of the list.
He would be a good fit, but you said he was going to have an interview at Baltimore. I think he'd be a really good fit at Baltimore too. I mean, he could help change that defense, maybe change that culture a little bit too. Whether he would be crazy about the quarterback situation. I mean, I know he's a good quarterback, but there's been rumors, there's some issues there, but I would think he'd be the type of guy he gonna take care of it, or they won't be there. That'd just be my opinion. Jay, any teams, anybody standing out to you that you think somebody's going? I heard a rumor that Tennessee was talking to Matt Nagy, the offensive coordinator of Kansas City. I don't see why anybody want Nagy to be their head coach, in my opinion. But
I think Nagy is okay at the quarterback or coordinator spot, but I definitely wouldn't make him a head coach. As far as the Cardinals go, I think Gonzo was right about Flores going to the Arizona Cardinals. I think they need him the most because of the fact that what he did with Miami and turning that team around. I think he could go into Arizona and get that team squared away. As far as I think I don't know if I'd say did I give you my Cleveland pick or did I already?
Cleveland.
Oh, if I give with Cleveland, I wouldn't mind seeing McDaniel go to Cleveland. He's a good offensive mind. I know he had a lot of some issues down there in Miami, but he never really had a good, solid quarterback play because Tua was always hurt. He's always using backups. So I'd like to see him go there. He's got Gabriel. He's got Sanders. And I think he could probably figure that mess out and then figure out how to get them back on track. Because I think defensively, I think Cleveland is fine, but offensively, they're a mess. And I think McDaniel could maybe go in there and sort that out.
Okay. That's interesting. But do you think they've got a quarterback or they got to find somebody?
I don't know. That's the problem. There's been no stability there to really know what they have. So I think this will be a good year to find out.
Yeah, I heard a bunch of people talking about the Pittsburgh job and being not a good job because of the quarterback position. They've got a lot of draft picks. Of course, they're not up there where you can get a quarterback. And I don't know if there's other than Mendoza, and who knows for sure if he's going to pan out. I don't know if there's anybody that they would want.
Right.
I've heard rumors about Pittsburgh may like Jesse Minter of the Chargers defensive coordinator. I'd heard some rumors about that. I've heard rumors also about McDaniel at Cleveland. I've heard Robert Salah from San Francisco. I heard the Raiders are interested in him.
I'm sure they would be.
I think, it's very hard to go into the New York Jets organization and really turn around. They're just so dysfunctional. And I don't know if he's good at establishing cultures in places like that. But I think in the Raiders organization, especially if he had the top pick with Mendoza, that would be a good starting block for him.
I like Mike McCartney for the Raiders. Either the Raiders or maybe
I was thinking Baltimore for him. Or not Baltimore, excuse me, Pittsburgh. But then again, but I thought that when I thought Rodgers was going to stay there, but now they're saying he doesn't know what he's going to do. So that might not be the best spot for him.
I don't think Rodgers stays. I think Rodgers is done. That's just my opinion.
I think Cleveland's going to hire either Jim Schwartz, who's their defensive coordinator. I think they're going to hire him as the head coach, or they're going to get Don Shula's grandson, Chris Shula, the defensive coordinator for the Los Angeles Rams.
Yep,
I could see that.
His name.
I just feel like the Cleveland Browns need somebody to come in there and sort that offense out.
Jim Schwartz did also interview for the Baltimore Ravens job as well, but he's also had one interview with Cleveland for the head job. So if he don't get the head job at Cleveland, there's a chance he wouldn't be their defensive coordinator either, because he could maybe get one of these other head coaching jobs.
I just don't. I think if you bring in a defensive coordinator, he better have one hell of a good offensive coordinator to sort that mess out, because that's really the biggest problem, And you need an offensive-minded person to figure out that mess they got over there. And you don't have to necessarily be the head coach.
They had an offensive-minded person. If the owner and them would just let the coach do his damn job, they had an offensive-minded guy.
Yeah,
guy took the team over when they were 0-16, took them to the playoffs.
And they kept that GM, didn't they?
Even with them going out and giving the quarterback $250 million, he don't even get to use them because he's been hurt all the time. Dude,
and he didn't want him to begin with.
Quarterbacks and still won Coach of the Year twice, and you decide to get rid of him like that. That still don't make. I still think they messed up. Like,
oh yeah,
Stefanski's a good football coach. He isn't the problem. The problem is the front office.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Correct me if I'm
think-
wrong. Stefanski was like a 2-time of the year coach of the year, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you go from
Yeah.
2-time coach of the year to what they have in Cleveland? That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if Stefanski don't end up in Atlanta, I think Baltimore would be a really good fit. If he
Yeah,
didn't end up
Baltimore
there.
would be a
But,
good fit.
well, guys, any other team standing out to you or coaches you want to talk about before we move on?
No, not at all.
No,
Okay.
those. I think because when I look at the coaching pool out there, I mean, it's not a whole lot. I mean, there's a few really good ones out there, and then you're gonna have to figure out what coordinator or whatever, because there's a lot of them that just, or there's a few of them that really are not. Like Nagy is probably one of them I'm thinking of, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I heard Miami was high on that Chris Shula, defensive coordinator. I heard they were high on him.
Shit,
course they
Miami
would
should just
be.
go grab him, right?
Of course, they would be Don Shula's grandson.
Yeah, that's true.
I would think Miami would be
guys-
a perfect fit for him.
Could be. Well, guys, let's move on to some NFL football. Some big games coming up this weekend. Guys, let's talk about the keys to winning for each team. First game up, Bills at Denver. Jay, what's your keys for each team to win this game? Bills and Denver.
Yeah, man. I think for the Broncos, it's going to be the defensive. Can they contain Josh Allen, and can they limit the explosiveness of James Cook? I think that's the biggest key for me is that front seven, putting pressure on them and containing them. And if they can do that, then they have a really good shot at taking out this Bills team, especially with the weakness of their defense. That's what I would say for the Bills. And first, Broncos, excuse me. I don't know why I wrote Bills there. Broncos, I meant. Now for the Bills, they got to improve against the run. I think we all know that. And they're going to have RJ Harvey. You know, he's a decent runner. He's not an elite runner, but they're going to have to improve against that run. They allowed 132 yards a game, which is 20th in the NFL against the runs. That's probably that's the biggest thing for them. And then Gabe Davis is out, so Brandon Cooks has really got to step up and help out Shakir as well. And I know Kincaid, their tight end, is also, I think, questionable, but I think he's going to play. So if I was the Bills, I'd say they're going to have to work on stopping the run. And if I was the Broncos, I would definitely say you got to contain the run of them. And if they can do that, then I think they got a pretty good shot.
I agree. I think the Bills defense has got a, and like you said, Denver don't have a great running game, decent running game, but not a great one. So that kind of, hopefully Buffalo can, on their side, they can do pretty good against that run. Don't let them eat up time. I think the other key is for Buffalo is their offensive line. They have to protect the quarterback because Denver is going to come after him. If he can get time to throw, I think they can make some plays. Even though that defense is good, if he's got time to throw the ball, I think they can make some plays on Denver. And
Benito especially. I think Benito with that 14. Yeah.
And Bill's got to run the football. The Cook's got to have a good game. I think they have a chance. So that'd be my keys to the game. Chris, what about you?
For the Bills, you just got Bills on defense. You got to get off the field. Get off the field on third down. I think that's going to be huge for them. And then for the Broncos is that they got to get their run game going, and their offense cannot wait till the fourth quarter to start playing football. The offense waits till the fourth quarter to start scoring any points against Josh Allen. They're going to be in trouble. So I think the Broncos offense needs to start quick. And I think, like for the Bills, offensively, I think they'll be all right because they got with Cook and Allen. Allen's just been putting that team on his back. Their defense has been playing better, especially since they got Milano back. And there was a chance there was a chance to Oliver and another guy might come back. They didn't know it was going to be basically wait till I think tomorrow night before they make the decision. But yeah, if the defense can basically get off the field on third down and hold Denver to field goals in the red zone, that's going to be big for the Bills defense. And then the Broncos, to me, their defense has been playing good, but that offense has been inconsistent. And if I'm the Bills, I want to make Bo Nix beat me by throwing the ball.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Big Glenn, what do you think?
I feel like for Bills to win this game, Josh Allen is going to have to be on it. They're going to need to, I would say, probably run up the score enough to where Broncos can't come back like they did against the Giants, earlier in the season. So that's pretty much where I think about that game.
I think it's going to be a field goal game, and whichever team don't turn the ball over is going to win.
Yeah. Now I think it could be very well be the Buffalo.
Yeah, because I think the spread is 1.5 in favor of the Broncos, so it's very, very tight. Even Vegas is calling it tight.
The Bills started out as a favorite when the line first came out last weekend after the first round games, and then it's flipped to them being a slight underdog.
It's crazy. Next up, San Francisco at Seattle. They played each other not too long ago with the first place in the division, number 1 seed overall, up for grabs. Seattle handled it pretty good. It's at Seattle. The last game was at San Francisco. San Francisco's without their starting tight end. Man, this is going to be a tough one. I think the key for San Francisco is their defense, and plus you got to get McCaffrey going. You got to find a way to get McCaffrey the ball. I think you're going to see some trick plays. I think San Francisco is going to throw everything at them they can offensively to try to get Seattle off the mark a little bit. I think one of the keys, San Francisco's got to get off to a good start. They get down 10-0 or something like that, they're going to be in trouble. I'm not saying they got to lead the whole time, but they've got to be in this game, and it's got to be a close game for San Francisco to have a chance to win it. They can't get way behind. It should be a good one. Seattle got a lot of weapons, man. They got good receivers. They got good running backs. I think the big key is the quarterback. Can San Francisco put some pressure on that quarterback and make him make a couple mistakes to help them out? So that'd be the keys to the game for me. Big Lynn, what about you?
What game is this again? I'm sorry, I had a J moment.
San Francisco and Seattle.
Oh, this is the game I really want to talk about. You know why? Because
why?
this is my game of the weekend right here. So
okay.
I had to ask you which game was because I had one of those.
You're
moments,
so excited.
Yeah.
Did you think you have Jay on the mind? Is that what you just said?
I said I had a J moment. I didn't say I had J.
He said he's gonna get Jay.
I'm a very beautiful man, but damn.
He said did he say he's gonna get Jay in the behind? Is that what he said?
No. Oh hell no. Hey, we need to hit this right now before time to put up the disclaimer. But anyways, the San Francisco is going to win this game on this weekend.
Okay, I threw you completely off.
Yeah, it threw me completely off too, and I'm just now recovering from it. So
he was so excited that you messed it all up.
Well, you know why he was so excited.
Oh shit. That's okay. Tony. Anyways, this is gonna be a good game, man. I'll tell you what, man. NFC West, one of the best rivalries in football. San Francisco's been secretly on it in that way. They've been getting the wins that they need to get. I mean, granted, they lost to Seattle to get to win the NFC West or the number 1 seed a couple of Saturdays ago, but I think Sam Darnold is going to fall on his ass this weekend, and is going to prove why Sam Darnold is Sam Darnold currently. So I think San Francisco gets it done.
Okay, that's interesting. It worries me with the tight end being hurt. That's a big injury for them.
Yeah,
Purdy's going to have to be on. He can't make any mistakes. Chris, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with Glenn. I think it's going to be a real good game.
Are you excited?
It does worry me a little bit for San Francisco that Kittle's going to be out. But key to me for San Francisco is their secondary is pretty good in coverage. They're going to have to blitz a little bit more than they normally do, and put pressure on Darnold. Last game they really didn't blitz a lot. They played more zone, and it didn't work out. I mean, they were right in that game. You can say Seattle, if you looked at the numbers, might look like but you got to remember, game was 13-6, and 49ers were driving down there, was in that on the 15-yard line. That pass goes off McCaffrey's arm and gets intercepted, or that game. I mean, they might have tied that game up right there with about 4 minutes or 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter, 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. So it was a real close. I mean, so it was pretty close last time. But last time the Seahawks defense played real well and was able to shut down the San Francisco offense. I think Shanahan. I just trust Shanahan a little bit. I actually agree with Glenn. I think the 49ers are going to win this in a close game. I think they're going to get a little bit of pressure on Darnold, and I think a big turnover is going to be difference in the game.
I kind of agree with you guys. I think defense is going to be the key to the game, but I think it's going to be Seattle's defense is going to be the key. So I'm going with Seattle. I think, but I think it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be close. Jay, what do you think?
Yeah. So one of the things that concerns me with Seattle is the fact that Darnold now has been limited in practice with an oblique injury. So I'm curious. He says it's damn near 0% or very close to being 0% that he won't play. So it's most likely that he's going to play. I just wonder how effective you're going to be. Even if they clear you to play, an oblique is still, you can't tell me it's not a lingering injury. So I'm curious to see how that's going to affect him in the game. They are going to have Cross back to left tackle. They will also have Kobe Bryant, their safety back. So that defense will definitely get a little bit better, as well as the offensive line. And let's be honest, you put Darnold under pressure and he sucks. You give Darnold time to operate and he's great. So that offensive line is the key for me for Seattle. That offensive line has got to do their job and give that man time to find a receiver and get the ball out, as well as establishing the run game. They got to establish the run game. I think Fred Warner, for the linebacker for the 49ers, is trying to play as well with an ankle injury. So we'll see if he makes it back. Jake Tongas also is going to be filling in for the 49ers in the absence of Kittle. I'm curious to see how that works out. But I think the keys for the game for me is the O-line. They got to give Darnold time. And San Francisco needs to pressure Seattle quite a bit in order to keep him off balance, in order to give them time. So I think this is going to be a battle of the trenches for a lot of this game for the keys.
Yep. Guys, next up, Houston at New England. Weather's going to be a factor in these next two games, guys. The Rams and the Chicago game, and especially that game. And it's going to be a factor in Houston and New England. They're talking about maybe some snow showers, cold, windy. Going to be interesting. But Houston, could that help Houston defensively? They're a strong defense. Man, I think this is going to be a good game. I think it's going to be in the trenches. I think the key to the game is, can Houston's quarterback step up? If he don't play better than he did last week, I don't think Houston can win. I think New England's got a lot better offense. So I'm going to give New England a slight advantage, but I think Houston's got a good shot. I think the key for New England is to be able to run the football a little bit and help set up the pass. But with the passing game, with the win, who knows? So it's going to be interesting. But I think the biggest key, if Houston wants to win this game, I've got faith in their defense. I don't know about the quarterback position, so he's got to step up. Now, I'm not saying he's got to win the game, but he can't lose the game. He can't make mistakes. Chris, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a real good game. I'm looking forward to this one. To me, for Houston, they can't turn the ball over. You have five fumbles this game. You're not beating the Patriots. Like, you're not playing the Pittsburgh Steelers that has no offense.
No.
You turn the ball over 5 times, Patriots are going to take advantage of some of them turnovers. So you can't be fumbling. Like, they can't have the fumble issues they had. And they have quite a few pre-snap penalties on the offensive side of the ball as well. They got to clean that up. For New England, you got to get that running game going with the two-headed monster running back room you have with Henderson and Stevenson. But yeah, I favor New England a little bit I favor New England in this game. One of the reasons you said is the offensive side of the ball. Houston has the advantage on the defense. But me saying that, New England's defense is good. They're not a bad defense.
No,
And they played one of their best games that they played all year just a week ago in that first playoff game. If their pass rush is like that, the Texans' offense it could be a long day for them. So this Patriot defense is pretty stout themselves. I think it's going to come down to which offense can produce more. And I trust New England's offense a little more, and being in New England. So I'm going to go with the Patriots in the game. But I think it's going to be a fun game to watch.
Yeah, I think Houston's got to slow down that running game for New England. I'm not saying they got to stop it, but they got to slow it down if they want to have a chance. Jay, what do you think?
Yeah, I kind of get what you guys are saying for sure, man. I think this is a big test for Drake May, given the fact of that elite defense that they have over there. He's going to get pressured a lot from Anderson and Hunter. They also have a great secondary and a very stingy secondary in Stingley, and I can't ever say the other guy's name. It's a Muslim name. I cannot remember how to say it right offhand, but they have a really good secondary. Let's just put it that way. So I think this is going to be a really good game for him. The Chargers game was a good momentum for May. You saw him break out a lot of explosive plays, especially a lot of good runs. I think he ran for like 66 yards on 10 attempts. So Houston's going to have to really contain May and really pressure him, which I know they're going to do. So it's going to be interesting to see how May handles a defense that's going to continuously pressure him and see how he keeps his poise. They got to have another outing like they did against the Steelers, I feel like, for Houston. So I don't know, man. I think the keys for Houston is they have to contain Drake May. And like Gonzo said, they have to have better ball security. They got to clean up those fumbles and things like that. If they can do those two things and control the line of scrimmage and pressure Drake May and don't give up the big explosive play, those are the keys. Those are the keys for Houston to get the win. I think for New England, that O-line has to give May time to operate and establish the run and limit the turnovers. Those are the biggest things. I know Raymond Stevenson and Trayvon Henderson are good runners, but the Chargers' front seven isn't like Houston's front seven. So I'm curious to see, again, like Gonzo said, how they're going to operate or how effective that run game is going to be. I expect them to run the ball, but I also expect Houston to put on some heat, and we'll see how that rolls out. The good thing is it's in New England for Patriot fans, so you have home field advantage. That's a good thing.
Do you guys think, and then we'll let Glenn go, do you think the weather will bother Houston, or do you think the way they're built, they're okay?
I don't know if the cold will. I think the wind will. I'm just curious to see how that wind is. If it's a strong wind, it will. It's not. I don't think it's snowing there, so it's just going to be cold. I think they'll be fine.
Okay. What do you think, Chris?
I don't think it'll affect. I mean, I don't think it'll affect them too much. I mean, it might affect. It could affect them a little bit more than it does New England, just because they're used to playing in that New England wind. I mean, Stroud. I don't think he has the biggest hands. So I guess that's something that you could affect, maybe him handling the ball a little bit with the hands being cold. And I know a lot of quarterbacks talk about how if you have the bigger hands, that really helps in the cold to be able to hold on to that ball. But yeah, I don't think it'll affect that much. It'll be interesting because both these teams are have good run defenses. So it'll be interesting if it does become more both teams trying to run the ball than a passing game. So to see what happens. So, yeah, like I said, I'm ready to watch it.
And I think it should be. I was looking at Boston's weather, and it looks like it should be around 30 degrees come game time. They have a 2 p.m. game time, so it should be relatively in the 30s. So it's not like it's going to be crazy.
Yeah, but
like,
what's the wind?
Yeah.
The wind is what matters to me. The wind matters more than, like you said, the cold.
Yeah, you're right, and it does matter. You're right. And I'm looking at the wind right now. It's not showing me the wind. I'll come back. Tony, I'll come back after Glenn goes. I'll tell you the wind.
Big Glenn, what do you think about this game, Houston and New England?
I seen the regular outlook from when Frankie had posted it in our group chat the other day. And the first thing that came to my mind, yeah, this is going to be one of those 9-6, 6-3 kind of games, where the defense is going to slug it out, and it will probably come down to a field goal at the end.
Because I think it said what Frankie showed was some snow showers and what
Yeah.
So if in my opinion, if it's that kind of game, 9-6 like that, I think it favors Houston.
Yeah,
If
it's one of those.
it happened, I'm not
Yeah.
saying it's going to happen that way. I'm just saying if it did.
Because that's the vibe I'm getting from it. Just looking at the potential weather forecast for this weekend and stuff, and the way Houston's defense is, yeah, it's gonna be a lot of running, lots of hard hits.
Now
That's
I
great.
do think New England's got a better running game. So I think New England's got a better running game. So that could who knows.
Okay, so just so you're tracking, I'm sorry. The wind is projected to be northwest at 10 miles an hour of game time.
Okay, that's not
Still
terrible.
moderate wind, not terrible.
Okay. And let's go to the last game, guys. Los Angeles Rams and Chicago. I heard temperature-wise it could be 0. And I don't think that's even counting the wind chill.
Yep.
I heard it's going to be really cold in Chicago. But it's going to be for both teams. And I know Chicago practices in it. I understand that. I know that. Chicago should be used to it, but it still affects everybody. But I do think it could affect the Rams offense. And I think it affects the Rams offense some. If it affects the Rams offense some, that plays into helping Chicago. So it's going to be interesting. I think running the football is going to be important, and turnovers. I think whoever turns the ball over, maybe the team that's going to lose. So it's going to be interesting. Chris, what do you think?
Yeah, it's going to be. I think it'll be a good game. I like the Rams in it, but Chicago's going to have to. Chicago cannot wait till the damn fourth quarter to play. If they wait till the fourth quarter to play again, I just don't see them winning this game. I mean, hell, look, you watched the first half of that last game. Actually, the first 3 quarters of that last game. You thought the Packers was going to win that game.
Yeah.
Packers fell apart in the fourth, and the Bears took over in the fourth. So, I don't see that happening with the Rams. The weather could affect it some, but I don't think the weather's going to be a big deal.
Okay.
I think it's going to come down to which team don't turn the ball over. If the Bears are going to win the game, I think they're going to have to get some turnovers on defense because their defense struggles to get off the field on third downs. And they've relied all season on getting those turnovers. So I think if the Bears defense don't get at least 1 turnover, I don't see the Bears winning the game. But I think the Bears have to get 1 or 2 turnovers if they're going to stay in the game. Because I just don't think their defense can consistently get off the field on third downs.
Big Glenn, what do you think?
Man, I tell you what, this is probably 1A of my favorite games of the weekend because I've been on a freaking heater when it comes to taking Chicago ever since the Colts played in Berlin. I don't know what happened going on with that for me to give them Bears good luck. But I'll tell you what, I can't let our guys Mike Hughes and Robert Scott down. I have to take Chicago, and they are going to get it done this weekend. Bear down, baby. Let's go fucking go.
See, he got a new team. Fuck the Cowboys. Fuck the Colts. Bear down. Bear down.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord, man.
Yes, that's
Jay,
all
what
good,
you
man.
thinking? What do you think, Jay? He said, screw your Cowboys, Jay.
What I think can be aired on this show until we change it to the name that I told you. So we will.
Yeah.
I will maintain this. And when we start the new show at some point where we can be inappropriate on it without having Logan kill us, I will tell you exactly what I think about it.
Cowboys.
I was thinking much worse than that, but that's besides the point. We'll get back on track. Rams versus the Bears. Yeah, man. Bears, like you said, they got to come out hot. They cannot come out flat. They cannot get down.
Well, I tell you why that be some good sound effects for that one show, man. I tell you that much.
Glenn, you gotta stop talking because I got to say some things. Because when he did the sound effect, all I could think of is that was Chris last night when he got to the bed and Oh shit. Anyway, what a time to be alive. Damn, Glenn, you fucked up a good timing on the jokes. It's not funny now, but damn it, you missed up a
Yeah.
good timing. God damn it, Glenn.
I do.
All right.
Hey, I do
We
that
can
shit
always delete
deliberately.
the shit.
Yeah. Hey, Jay, I always do that mess with you, man. But yeah, go ahead, man.
Thank you, Glenn. I appreciate you, man. You don't even
Merry
know.
Christmas.
Fucking happy Hanukkah. This is some high dollar fucking shit right here. This is some Pat McAfee stuff. Let me tell you. Back to what I was saying though. No, look, like Gonzo was saying, look, cardiac kids, that crap only plays out so far. But you can't do cardiac kids against the Rams, not when we're in playoff mode, because we go to playoff mode. It's a different version of those teams. So they cannot do cardiac kids. They got to come out fast. They got to get the run game going. They got to put Montez Sweat's got to put pressure on Stafford and keep him uncomfortable. But mostly, I think the keys for the Rams is they have to capitalize on linebacker TJ Edwards not playing for the Bears. That's a huge one. And they have to have a balanced run pass game and just control the clock, and I think they'll be fine. And try to keep that pressure off of Stafford on the O-line. Bears pass rush, control the clock, man. Limit explosive plays, man. I can't tell you how many explosive plays I'm saying. And they got to convert their red zone opportunities into touchdowns. You can't just settle for field goals and think you're going to be fine against the Rams D. Or Rams offense. So you got to convert your red zone opportunities. And lastly, special teams. Duvernay, man, you got to have that game like you had last go. Because even when Devin Hester was there, he was proud of you, man. Those 37 punt returns. Yeah, man, that's exactly what you need to get good field position. So special teams, Duvernay's got to do his part. And I think those are the keys.
We can always delete the shit. We had a request to hear it one more time.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Rick D's top 40, babe. Let's go.
Again, I'm going to say it one more time. You can't get this on Pat McAfee. He got too much damn money. But here, we got our homemade shit. Let's go.
Yeah. You see them guys trying to punch that damn punch machine today?
Yeah, that shit was hilarious.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
Oh my
It was
goodness.
hilarious.
Jay, they gave away 6 tickets to the national championship game.
Man, I'll tell you what, Gonzo, you know what? I will try to get in on that, but there's too many cooks in the kitchen that way. I ain't messing with that.
Well, yeah, because plus, I mean, it didn't. You still had to get to Miami in a hotel, but I mean, but yeah, they gave away 6 tickets, and they were 100 levels, so they're field level seats. They were good. They were good seats. They were down low.
Oh, yeah, good seats.
Absolutely. So, in other words, you can't resell them. So that was excluded me from that. So.
Okay.
And also, for those that are on board right now, if you subscribe to Elite Sports Entertainment Network and Gonzo Sports Strom's YouTube pages, Gonzo and Tony will give you 5 $10 scratch offs.
Okay, whatever.
We can always delete the shit.
Are they already scratched off or what?
Delete that. Okay, let's go to our last topic, guys. Dante Moore is returning to the Oregon Ducks for next season. He's not going to the draft. A lot of people project him to be the number 2 pick overall, which would have meant to the Jets. So maybe I understand why he didn't want to get drafted. But guys, first of all, do you think this makes the Oregon Ducks top contender to make it to the championship next year, having him back? And then do you think this was a smart move by Moore? I mean, you're taking a chance. I mean, if you get hurt, it could change everything. No, he's getting paid probably a lot of money. NIL, who knows, $3 or $4 or $5 million. Who knows what he's getting? Chris, let's go to you first. What do you think about Dante Moore and the Ducks?
Yeah, this was a big decision for him. I think he made the right decision myself. He's not ready to go to the NFL developmental wise. I think anybody that watched that game last week against IU could see that. He did not look good at all in that game. There's times where I think he has a lot of potential, but if you're drafted, I think there's a good chance he'd be the number 2 overall pick this year. You're drafted that early, they don't give you time to develop. The Jets are going to want to put him out there to play, and if we've seen it with Sam Darnold and some of these other guys, they're going to give you a year, maybe 2, and if it ain't working out, and then there ain't really a whole lot of talent around you to begin with. But if it ain't working out, then they just give up on you, and then you just got to hope you get another chance. And it's worked out for some of these other guys. I think developmental wise is good, big for him, and if he plays even if he plays like he did this year, he's still going to be a top 3 quarterbacks coming out next year, top 3 or 4. Yeah. So he's still going to get drafted pretty high. And there's still, I mean, if he improves like I think he will, there's a chance he could be the first or second quarterback to come out next year. I think Arch Manning will come out next year, so it could be him 1, Arch 2, or Arch 1, him 2. I mean, because the dude has a lot of potential. He's a good player. I'm not, but just me personally watching him play, he needed another year of college. I think if he'd have won it at the number 2 pick, he'd have made it was like $12 million this year. But then after that, it'd be like $1 million, like $1.5 million a year for the first 4 or 5 years of his contract. So yeah, it's going to be a little less money right now, but in the long run, it could end up being more. Because I think if I remember, he's making 4.5 or he's getting paid 4.5 or $5 million by Oregon. Okay. So I think it was a smart move to come back. I think it does. I think Oregon does solidify that Oregon's going to be right up there in probably that top 5 or 6 teams, maybe again next year, like they were this year. I mean, you got to see what else, how they do getting other positions. But I mean, getting him back, I mean, that's a big deal. What was interesting to me is that they also signed that quarterback Raiola from Nebraska. I guess his plan is to set behind more for this season and then take over next year, kind of like what Moore did with Dylan Gabriel and what Gabriel did with Bo Nix. So that was an interesting pickup as well by Oregon.
Jay, what do you think?
Yes, Dylan Gabriel. So he is estimated at $10 million for the 2026 season. So it's a lot more than I think he would have got probably on his rookie deal, unless he went number 1 overall, which we know that's not going to happen. So yeah, I think he did the right thing. Also, I think what Chris said is also very pertinent, right? I think he needs a little bit more seasoning, and I think that 1 more year seasoning, plus again, he gets his $10 million. I think it's a good situation for him. I think it's probably the best situation for him. And then see where he comes out in the draft next year, as long as Pavea doesn't get a hold of that Heisman, which you never know. But no, I think, of course, I was joking about Pavea. That dude ain't getting shit. The damn statue's taller than his ass is. But no. Where do I see Oregon at? I think Oregon's going to be right there in the mix. They're going to be back in the playoffs. But it's too early to tell because I don't even know where Texas is going to be at, and a few other teams where they're going to be. Hell, Indiana's going to be. I would imagine it's going to be right back in there because Mendoza's going to be out. But you got that new guy that just came in, so I imagine y'all will be doing things. So
and we got the guy from Miami just now. Those two.
You shut the fuck up till I'm done.
For Miami, who we get from Miami?
I think it's a tight end, Brock something.
That's right. That's right. We got a tight end from Miami, but he only played. He got hurt or something. He only played like 1 or 2 games.
But he was
pretty good though.
Yeah, he was a pretty good, like a pretty big time recruit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting with Oregon. I definitely know they're going to be in the playoffs, but there's going to be quite a few teams. I think there's going to be a lot of the repeat teams in the playoffs. So it's going to be interesting.
I think Oregon will be probably a top. Be competing to be like a top 3 team in the Big Ten. They're going to be right up there. I think it'll be Oregon, Ohio, or IU, Oregon, Ohio State. Those 3 are going to probably competing to be right there at the top of the Big Ten and at the top teams in the country.
Yeah, I don't think it's decided yet, but there's a chance. It could be 16-team tournament next year.
Yeah, and they're saying maybe by the next 3 years going up to 24 fucking teams.
I don't need 24. I think 16 is fine, but I don't want to go any more than that.
That's crazy if it goes to 24 teams.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah,
you go to 24 teams. How are you going to do it? Are you going to have these college kids now are playing 16 games? Like if IU wins, there'll be 16 though. So I had 16 games this season. You keep adding these more teams, make them play more games. They're going to be playing more games than the fucking pros.
Yeah.
And what's the whole argument for the pros not to play go up to 18 games? Oh, safety. Oh, but it's okay for for these college kids to play 21, 22 games. Like,
Yeah.
they're going.
The university, hey, the
they're going to
colleges are like,
regular
hell
seasons.
yeah.
They're going to shorten the regular seasons if they do that. And if you do that, then that's going to be even messed up the schedules more because you're not going to be playing everybody in your conference every year. And so that's going to make the schedules even more unbalanced.
Yeah,
So
you won't have
I'm
teams.
okay with 16.
Keep adding teams is 14 or 16 I'd be all right with. But after, I don't think there needs to be any more than that.
Yeah, you're gonna
I
have
don't think
teams
you're going to do
for
14. I think
Yeah.
16, I think you'd have to have it. 14 would be out of whack.
Yeah, I get what you're saying because of the bracket. But yeah.
Yeah. Big Glenn, your thoughts on Oregon and Dante Moore?
Yeah, I think it's a smart decision, even though there's a high risk in that way of him becoming injured and dropping down the draft board after next season. I do think that it does help keep Oregon in the Big Ten title conversation, along with IU and Ohio State. But yeah, as far as the extra teams in the bracket, man, is the balance and stuff, man. It's gonna cause some teams to want to front load their schedules with like Ball State and stuff, So I know Ball State get a pretty good check out of it. They go play Alabama or Ohio State, Georgia, Texas.
Yeah,
So,
Ball State played Georgia last year?
yeah,
Like Georgia and Auburn.
that's
Okay,
how the
guys.
schedule right there.
Let's get out of here. Hey, tomorrow, 2 p.m. we got the afternoon show. We'll be breaking down the NFL playoffs and make picks, and then we also I'm gonna do the top 5 greatest Super Bowls of all time, and this came from NFL.com.
Your Vegas Golden Knights are down 3-2.
It's better than being
Really?
against the Golden Shower.
Oh shit!
against Toronto. It's in the second quarter.
Second period. Yeah.
Oh yeah, period. My bad.
Oh, you
They figure your ass out, man.
My mind just goes left sometimes, when we need to go right.
I was going to ask this question tomorrow, but let's just do it right now, real quick. If you had to bet on one playoff game this weekend, which one would it be, Chris?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I know, yeah.
Oh man, probably it would probably be the Rams and Bears. Probably the Rams.
You gonna bet on the Rams? Yeah, I'm because of injuries to San Francisco. That's at Seattle. I'm betting on Seattle. Jay.
Yeah, I like because I think the odds will be pretty good for the Texans. I'm gonna pick Texans over Patriots.
Okay, and Big Glenn.
I'm gonna give you 2 picks, but one's for the Monday night game because it won't be on until Tuesday with you guys. I'm going to pick San Fran money line.
There's no Monday night game, Glenn.
I'm talking about college.
College. Yeah. I'm like, wait a minute, there ain't no Monday NFL game.
I got a bunch of focus groups and stuff, so that's why I've been a little bit weird to schedule. But anyways, the Monday night game, the Natty, my pick is IU does win. However, Miami will cover the spread. But IU's going to have to sweat it a little bit, but they'll get the job done.
Okay.
What's the spread up to now?
I'm not sure about
these nuts.
It was up to like 8.5 the other day.
Yeah, I felt like this is.
It's up to 8.5. They have IU as 8.5 point favorite now. It opened up at 7.5.
Yeah, I felt like Miami will cover, but IU will have to split it to get that win, but it'll be worth it.
I think it's going to be IU by 10. At least
I
10.
can't wait till this is over with. I'm so sick of hearing about IU. Fuck me. Let's go.
Hey.
Osiris.
Now you know how we feel about the Astros
Houston.
and the fucking Cowboys.
Houston. All things Texas, pretty much,
Oh, earlier this year, I was so tired of hearing about fucking Alex Bregman. Every time I heard this fucking name, it pissed me off.
I feel you, man. I feel you. But can we all agree real quick? that the Dodgers are now the new evil empire. They have now
Yes,
taken that
absolutely.
moniker over.
I've known that for at least a
I
couple
like
years.
the Dodgers.
Fuck you.
Okay, but there for a while, who was the evil empire at one point?
Right? It was Yankees.
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 But I think the Dodgers have taken it over now, though.
Oh,
they've taken it over
Yeah.
and everything else in between. So
Everybody loves to hate whoever's on top.
It's like they hate.
It's not about hating it. It's just like, man, you got all that money. It's really hard not to be on top when you can just shovel money towards people. I mean, let's be honest. It's really freaking hard.
Just because, no, I mean not really.
I mean, I get it.
Because look how many teams have won World Series without spending that kind of money.
Yeah, but I don't think any team has gone up a team like this team. Like this team.
Well, but one thing real quick, Frankie brought up in there,
you gotta look real quick. You gotta look. They've developed a lot of that talent. A lot of that talent on that team they've drafted. Now they brought in people too, but they got a lot of young talent that they've developed as well.
Yeah, they like the majority of their top players were brought in. Freeman, Ohtani, Yamamoto, Tucker, Bregman. I mean, we could go on and on for a long time.
Well, like Frankie was saying, saying Tucker, chasing championships. Hey, I'm not going to blame a player for getting paid.
I don't blame him for getting paid.
He kind of said, well, he's chasing championships. I mean, whatever. I mean, if you can get paid.
LeBron's been chasing championships for years.
I know. I'm telling you, man.
If they put that money in your hand,
if I can go to a team where I feel like I have a better chance of winning the championship and I'm getting paid, hell yeah, I'm going.
You know what's interesting though? When you look at the Dodgers lineup, when your number 9 hitter is probably better than any other hitter on most people's teams, that's a problem. Like Dodgers are bottom. There's no let up.
That's not
Dodgers.
It's not a problem for the Dodgers. It's a problem for the rest of the league.
Dodgers number 9.
It is. You're definitely right. It is a problem for the rest of the league. It really is.
You know what we say? You say that their lineup is great, but if you look at the World Series, the Blue Jays could have won that World Series. Blue Jays, it ain't like they just destroy everybody.
I know. They beat them.
They're beatable. They have a hell of a team, but they're beatable.
I hope so.
Blue Jays,
otherwise, this is going to be really.
In reality, should have won that World Series.
They should have. They should have. But you can't tell me adding Tucker and Edwin Diaz as your closer. I mean, those are two huge up. I mean, I don't know, man.
Well, Edwin Diaz hadn't been the same the last couple of years either. He has to get back to being himself.
Yeah,
when he's on, he's killer.
Hey, you know what he needs to do? He needs to go fight Timmy Trumpet again.
All right, Gonzo. Wrapping.
Let's get out of here. Everybody have a great night, and we'll see everybody tomorrow for the afternoon show. Hit that like and subscribe. For ESEN and for Gonzo's sports room, wrestling room, all that shit. So we appreciate you.